Gentlemen, welcome back to the shop. So glad to see you. I'm glad that the grade 11 art class shit rats out in front of the shop here didn't dissuade you from coming in. You know, we do have our own zine now. And I'm glad they didn't fool you. Despite the black eyeliner, they ain't so tough. And what we got going on is fine. Feathered Eventide is the cheapest Chinesium bateria that money can buy. Brought right here into the Empire Dirt to have a look at to compare to the proper one. Now, hands down already, this one, more chooch factor, more better. I don't know what the fuck happened to this, but apparently just being in the Empire of Dirt is a death sentence to lithium-ion batterias. And jump cut. As I was saying, the beauty of this is they get a passable product that's reasonably skookum. And I will say this, it doesn't, no offshore stank to her. They must have aired it out. They knew it was getting sent to me and they aired it out. But check this out. Even the sticker, look at this, and then cut, squaw. So this came out of one sticker and somebody would snip the incredible eye for detail. I mean, the bum's eye for saving a buck or a quarter of a penny. Incredible. And here, your Gesundheit on the backside, 20 volt, 3.0 ampere hours. Chinesium excrement mark, ubiquitous, of course. And no glass fiber reinforcing at all. Cheapo, recycled sewer pipe, ABS. Instrucciones, caution. Read thoroughly handling instructions before. This is what I love about they're so wily about squeezing the buck. They have the prescience of mind and the foreskin of thought to completely omit the instructions because they know we ain't going to read them anyway. Do not disassemble nor throw into fire. Charging room temperature 10 degrees science to 40 degrees science. Oh, ben, tabarnak. Oui, allô? Ici Jean-Guy the Lumberjack. I live in Hollow Tree, Quebec.
Program, including recycling laws and regulations, safety and compliance.
Oh my God, you're lame, lady. Bonjourne. Okay, well, yay. There's a number on there. It doesn't do fuck all. However, look at this. Sage advice here. Do not expose to the tears and devastation of a once proud manufacturing nation. Or quite possibly, don't come crying us. It's kind of hard to tell sometimes with these. I got to take the sticker off to get her A part. And surprisingly, look at this 3-color printing. It's actually smart because the backing is white. So 2-color printing, but yellow is hard to get. And black, yeah, polyester and really good adhesive. Just no expense spared on that, surprisingly. Very nice. Good stickers on her, wah. The Gorilla Tool interface connector, it ain't teabag. Not a real heavy detent, but not bad. One feature that they're missing is there's no lead in on this edge that clips here. So you're really gonna have to pull it all the way down to get it out of the tool. If you have a look-see here, the DeWALT one, they've thought of that. That's what you're paying for, that extra little bit of care, you know, the twist at the top. We're going to get into the meat of her. Protocols are in place for a reason. They are all written in blood. My blood. Oh, let's have a look-see. Phillips number 1.5 appears. Strip that one right out of her. Oh no, that's a 2. Phillips 2. And just a bog standard fastener in there, nice and long. No biting edge to the threads at all. Very interesting. As opposed to the Wilfucky of the same provenance, these are new cells, but they're not name brand cells. The Milwaukee, if I recall correctly, it's out in the, not in the Gira, it's out in the shed, so ain't happening. There's wolves and bears and stuff out there. These are brand new, but they look to be an off-brand. Qingxing. Qi 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 Xing. Maybe, something like that. What do I know? I'm just a big nose. Big nose guaylo. 3.7 volts, 2,000 milliamp hours. So that's not outside the realm of possibility. What we can do is test it. There's nothing too nasty on here. These brand new cells, we got some capped on tape on there. A few little chunks out of them just from being in the casement. You'd see the mold isn't beat up yet. Nothing special about that, not too stiff. No mechanical protection at all for the cells, so this is not close, not even close to as robust as this. This polycarbonate, and has some closed cell foam in there for keeping the impacts down. Now the slaughtering iron job, not teabag, good and plenty, plenty of it, but not crusty. And this is a cute little board here. It's got 3 MOSFETs and a bunch of current limiting resist orbs, little tactile switch, tiny little micro tactile switch. And we can see the arrangement for balancing. They're ganged up in 2 banks, 5 times 3.7, well, 5 times 4 is what gives us our 20 volts. The balancing board is very slight. If you have a look at one of the proper ones, it's a big beefy board. There doesn't appear to be, yeah, there might be a tiny, yeah, UI. So there is a little tiny 8-pin microcontroller on there, probably a purpose-built battery charger microcontroller. But there's no mitigation for overcurrent, so this would likely, if it did go overcurrent and run away thermally, it would, yeah, she'd be joining the circus in a hurry. Smoke show. She's all for naught. Ooh, fancy. Safety coupling. Case of emergency. Going DC here. Gone all hell for her basement. She's all for naught, boys. Fack. Where pixies fail, Shmoo excels. Crusty. Nothing better than use tranny fluid. Oh, that's nice. Oh, a pungent bouquet of shop dickery. Yeah, that'll do. A little bit too much. Perfect. Now all we gotta do is devise a hydraulic load limiter, horsepower limiter, torque limiter, valving of some sort. I think I got her here. Yeah, that'll do. Fully adjustable as well. Oh, yeah. Oh, it just doesn't end. Yes, why do you ask? 2 dogs fucking. Got the extendo cock on there. Let's give her what for. That could have been messy. Slightly more torquey now. Oh, situational paralysis. Don't fucking panic, boys. Don't fucking panic. Fuck you. Fuck. Come on, be honest. Nobody could have seen that coming. She got some gravity in her, that's for sure. I had forgotten about this. I built this. What for? Testing tools. Because, of course, here's the thing. All these tool reviews are interesting. They're fun to have a look at how things are built. But what guys really want to know is how long they last. Nobody tells you that. No review tells you that. So I had taken that upon myself to go ahead and build a dynamometer and also an endurance jig. Well, you know, between modern dance and Highland Tap and doing the high school graduating committee, things get pushed to the side. But I would really like to get back into that mindset of actually testing a tool to failure, because nobody else does it and actually get some proper numbers out of it. I'm feeling, and I'd like to test it, I feel like most of these tools are designed to run about 300 hours. There's only one way to find out. This was part of it. What this is and how it works, it's an inertial dynamometer, aka tool bullshitometer. Now, comparatively speaking, we can compare the relative powers, output power of various tools by monitoring how fast this is spinning and how long it took to get there. However, I need to calculate the moment of inertia in order to calculate how much actual power is happening. And because we have air losses, windage, as well as bearing losses, it's a little tough for me to have confidence in the numbers. So there's some more work that needs to go into this, and some more setting and thinking. Hold on to your hats, lads. If you're sitting down, stand up. You don't want a bite mark out of your seat. Now, rotating systems, especially fast-moving systems, are incredibly dangerous because they have an incredible amount of power. You wouldn't think of it that way because it's just, maybe 40, 50 pounds of stuff, but you get a rotating mass, and all of a sudden, this thing at low speeds has the same amount of energy as a Chevy Bel Air going 35 miles an hour. Fresh off the charger and weighing in at full chooch, we have the DeWALT battery we're going to try first. This has maybe 10 off-on cycles or discharge charge cycles. So it should be, it's pretty, as damn close to new as you could. Now, for this momentous test and occasion, recall when North America, well, Canada in particular, changed over to metric, and Pierre Elliott gave us, each household, these beautiful and indeed completely useless metric clocks. They tried to get us to switch over, and I think they still use metric time in Cuba, but nowhere else. So we're going to use this to time. I mean, who can tell the time on a metric clock, and then you got to do the conversion for the nonsense. But we will use it to time how long this goes from full chooch to plat as a panty cook. Contact. Oh, come on. What's that now? No, that doesn't. How the fuck does that work again? So we'll see if she runs for 20 minuten. 20. Okay, being as it is 16 minutes in or 2 hours, my free time is priceless. We're going to change things up. Instead, what we're going to do, instead of cranking it up and letting her continue on, just doing the windage and the friction and the bearings, we're actually going to accelerate this, let it decelerate, accelerate it, and we'll see how many. Some say you make your own luck. Apparently, I make my own bad luck. This is not fucking working. Taking too long. So, South Koreans will recognize the Samyang brand of universal brake caliper. What with the pine board, we just added a little friction there. A little stiction for the friction. Put some water on there for cooling. Working great just as a test off camera while this thing chooched. Had to download it and recharge the batteria. Of course, if you look here, son of a diddly, I broke my coupling. So now I got to go in there, drill that out, and so forth. This thing, you gotta know when to cut your losses. And this thing is fucking driving me bananas, this little project. So, I'm gonna take a step back. We are going to do this properly in future. But for now, It's fucking beer o'clock, frankly. Now, that was a laugh riot. That's how we keep the rent so low. But this is a colliery to bumblefucking around, which I neglected at my peril. The KISS principle. Keep it simple, stupid. Here we have the setup that we had last time. It worked last time. There we get it again. 2 ohm resistor, drawing about 10 amps, roughly. Maybe a little more. And ohm-wise. And voltmeter. And then all we got to do is just time the battery. This is the big one for testing. Make sure the setup works. Now we know the setup works. Onward and outward. While we're waiting for the battery to charge, you ever wonder, this is down at 2 bar, you ever wonder what the actual cutoff voltage is? Oui, ma jolie. Hello, ma jolie.
Papa,
Oui?
can I hammer anything?
Bien sûr. Et voilà.
Papa, is it dirty in
Un
here?
petit peu. Prends ça. Prends ça. Vas-y. Oh, c'est ça, ma jolie. Oh, ouais, c'est pas ta meilleure fesse là-dessus. Prior to the 2.5 foot apprentice coming in, as I was saying, we don't know what the cutoff voltage is for these. I have no idea. So, we're going to find out. Oui, qu'est-ce que tu veux, ma
I
jolie?
need more things to hammer. Maybe I can build something cool. I need something to build.
Okay, what do you want to build?
I want to build a tower.
As I was saying, we're going to check the cutoff voltage. Quickly. Quickly. Oh. Yeah, 15 volts. 14 volts appears to be the cutoff. So we'll go to 15 on this test. Well, this is about as fun as it looks. By far, a limerick. By far the best tool on earth for locating that tool of your mirth. It'll let you detect it so you can erect it. Bonus, there's holes for gauging its mirth. A girth. Fuck! Let's try that again. 8 amps. Still chooching. So we are going to go down to 15 volts. As we can see, we've reached the inflection point where it's gone from directly proportional, nice straight line, to falling off a cliff. So there's very little power left in here. That's part and parcel of the chemistry of the bateria. Yeah. So we might as well call it dead now, but let's just finish her off at 15 volts. And post. 23 minuten. And here we go. Here's the 3 ampere hour Chinesium version. Let's see if she's any fucking good at all. Maybe you might even get what you pay for. That'd be nice. Just subtract 20 seconds from that. You know, bumble fucking around and so forth. Oh shit. Drop down. We're past already. Numbers don't lie. 9 out of 10 TV doctors know you can prove anything with statistics. This thing, okay, so around 24 minuten, 9 amps at the start, 7 amps at the tail end. We'll take 2 data points, consider it directly proportional linear. It works out to 3.2 ampere hours. That ran for 24 minutes, which is 0.4 of an hour. You multiply that by 8 ampere hours, which is the average. That gives you 3.2. Now, the thing is kind of a piss off because this is rated for 4 ampere hours. Doesn't come close to that. Yeah. This is only rated for 3 ampere hours, and it goes over its rating. 3 same. It lasted 24 minutes. And it went over rating. This is only rated for 3 ampere hours. Now, thing is, these batteries came out of the middle of nowhere, the hinterland of China. 320,000 people in this town, which is a nothing burger for the People's Republic of Yeah, their claim to fame in this place is outputting literally 200 tons of lithium-ion batteries. So the thing is, all things being equal, because the price is virtually the same, 76 American doll hairs for 2 of these, and 100 American doll hairs for 2 of these. So $12.50 in the difference per battery. Is it worth the risk? No, because the mechanical protection on these is not as good. The electrical overload protection is not as good. The consumer electronics, the boards in there, the battery protection and tool protection, not as good. It's just, it might have the output, but it doesn't have the backup of the name brand. For $12 in the difference, you know, you kind of, are you going to risk going for potluck over $12? What I'm going to use this for is my killing machine low draw device, and yeah, it should last me a goodly long time, but was it worth bringing in? No. I appreciate you sticking around for the shop bumblefuckery and load testing that. That was not a trivial task in my mind. I wanted to do a different way, ended up needing to do it the keep it simple, stupid way. Thanks for joining me for a chuckle. I'm glad you stuck around. We're going to revisit that tool longevity issue. Thanks for watching. Keep your dick in a vice. There you go, all cleaned up. Gooder as new. Bob's your... What? Exactly. Shiny. These, I love these things. They're, I know, wood handle, but it seems to be the only correct use of the material. Dead tree carcass, but you know, people wear fur coats, or used to, anyway. These are nice. I like these. Fellatio brand. Ain't nothing wrong with that. It's even legal in most states nowadays.